All right, what's so special about today, Sarah?
I get to check off one of my biggest bucket list parks in America. No big deal, but we're at Indiana Beach.
Welcome inside Indiana Beach. It's been a couple of years since I've been here.
The skyline has some really cool shapes in it. I mean, you have like an El Loco, which is so cool looking. Then having the new Schwarzkopf, also very, very cool looking. Just like a lot of fun, large, towering things in a very flat area. So everything kind of just stands out.
So this area of the park is all brand new over by Triple Loop. You can also see there's another new ride coming right here. So they have a big fence up that says "Pardon Our Dust." This just used to be like nothing, and now there's a big Schwarzkopf coaster. And here's our entrance, literally right next to the parking booth. There's a lift hill, not much of a entrance at all, just one small sign, and it leads straight into the station. So in case you're unfamiliar, All-American Triple Loop uses the trains from Mindbender at Galaxyland. So it has this accordion-style setup where it comes down on you on your shoulders, and I know that because I rode in these exact trains at Galaxyland.
They
so
look unpleasant.
I would say it's good to see them again, but it's really not. Hey, look there on the other side of Triple Loop. You see that? That's more Schwarzkopf track, but for a different ride. That's the shuttle loop. They used to operate at the same park, La Feria in Mexico. So the rumor was they was going to go to Niagara Amusement Park in New York, but now it's showing up here. So the thought is that they're probably going to build that here within the next couple of years. Yeah, you can see a bunch of material for it. Wow, that was loud. That was really loud. We just got off our first ever ride on All-American Triple Loop, and I'm not gonna lie, I had not heard great things, so I was very intrigued to experience this. I'd heard how
intrigued is
rough
one
it
word.
was.
I would say I was terrified of riding it because I have some issues with chronic pain, and I was concerned that riding this was going to be very aggravating. And
Was it?
It kind of was, but it wasn't as bad because I think we sat in the front of a car, which I think helped.
I had heard that if you sit in the second row of any car, it is worse.
Way worse.
So we did the second to last row, so that's the front row of the third car. Honestly, I thought it was fine.
The neck whipping is just awful though on the first drop, and then going into the second drop off and that drop off was all terrible.
There are some kinks in the track where it causes some jolts from side to side. But the rest of it rides like a normal Schwarzkopf. The actual wheel assembly on the track is smooth. It's just there's a couple profiling oddities. The layout is good. It is very, very similar to Mindbender at Galaxyland, but that one was much bigger. I will also say though, this one was nowhere near as intense. I think I went on record and said I threw a 5 as the most intense coaster, but Mindbender at Galaxyland is number 2. And I wouldn't really put this on the same level as that.
I mean, I didn't ride Mindbender, but my best comparison is Olympia looping, which I wasn't a huge fan of either because of the restraints. And the restraints aren't good on this either, but one thing that this does way worse than Olympia looping, like I said before, is the neck banging and the whipping of your head. It's very uncomfortable. It should not run that way.
I just wish that this ride did not have the accordion restraints, because you have a seat belt, you have a lap bar, and the accordion restraints. It's overkill. There's no way you need all that.
Yeah, but how hard would you whip your neck if you didn't have something there? It would probably be dangerous.
Oh man, I mean,
Just saying.
I know they remanufactured some track after the accident, but I don't know which sections, and I wonder if the parts with the kink is from the original ride, or if that was like from the redo that they messed up on. Matt and Vicky, what did you think of Triple Loop?
Honestly, I have no idea. That was something.
I feel like I almost got decapitated.
We went straight to buy Tylenol afterwards.
Wow.
We really did.
I will say, to your point, there are a lot of near misses.
Yeah.
Like, it gets really, really close to stuff.
Right as you start to like go down, the restraint is just right here, so your neck wants to do one of these.
Yeah, I wonder if, like, the taller you are, it helps. Or maybe it puts you at disadvantage. Like, does it make any effect at all?
I think it also has a height limit too. I mean,
Does
I saw
it?
someone got kicked off
Who's
because
too
of how tall they
tall?
were.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Gavin, how was Triple Loop?
Ow. Like, if you guys like broad shoulders like mine, you're done for. The straight sections, the loops are great, but that's about it.
After a ride on Triple Loop, you know, I need a good nap, so who's your hurricane it is?
Yeah.
Who's your hurricane is a whole lot of nothing. It's a whole lot of
Not
nothing.
great. It's not great. Then the thing is the view, amazing. I haven't seen that. That was the first time I saw like the lake and everything because we came in from the other side. So I very much enjoyed that. But there's like a few potholes that are just absolutely gnarly. So for me, that was like I probably won't ride it again. But we're gonna try cornball now. Maybe that'll
Yep.
go better.
Cornball is a lot better. That is actually a fantastic ride. Who's your hurricane is it's kind of boring. It looks better than it rides. Look at the trains for cornball. It's just flaming corn. That's awesome. Cornball is definitely the superior wooden coaster between the two. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, that was actually a really good time. I was having like a full-on conversation going up the lift hill and totally did not even pay attention to the fact that the first drop was coming up, and it like really took me by surprise. It was very aggressive.
Yeah, when you sit towards the back, the first drop is the best. But overall, I think it is a front row ride for some of those airtime pops. So we will,
Airtime's good.
yeah, we will definitely have to come back and do that one. So we're gonna stop and get some lunch at the world famous taco place.
Is it world famous? Is it
Well,
really?
I mean, it's famous among people who go to Indiana Beach.
Heck yeah. Also, we're walking by the water now, and it's a lot nicer over here. I
Yeah,
like this.
for sure. It's taco time. And there's Lost Coaster. Look at it. It's so fun.
I'm very excited.
So I got a walking taco out of a bag of Fritos. What'd you get?
I got 2 regular tacos, and they're actually really good.
Yeah.
I love the shell. It's like delicious.
Yeah. Also, pro tip: pay for a bottle of water, even though it's $4. The water here is terrible. Don't drink it. How was Cyclone?
I got my credit. That's all I can tell you about that ride. I don't want to answer any more questions. That was it. I got my credit.
This line is moving very, very slowly because there's only one vehicle. So here's our line, and here's our station, and we're waiting for this one vehicle to finish going around.
There's like, you could have 4 people in it, but I think it's a little smushed if you have 4. So people are riding like 2 or 3. So.
Cyclone is the closest this park gets to having a kids coaster. It's very, very tame.
It's very tame, but it's still tall and like has some decent drops. I don't think a little kid would really want to ride that.
I think it's alright. I mean, there's nothing really to it. It's very smooth. Honestly, it's probably the smoothest roller coaster here. They used to have a little kids coaster way over there, and they took it out right before I started coming here. So, never got to ride it. But now that they have that thing, I mean, it's definitely tame. There's no forces to it, you know?
It just seems like this park is more concerned about like boosting the number of coasters they have and not like getting a really good high quality one. That's just the vibe that I'm getting.
Well, since the park almost closed and was brought under new management, they added Triple Loop, they added Cyclone, and now there's track over there for a Schwarzkopf shuttle loop. So that's 3 new roller coasters in a relatively short amount of time, which I think is cool.
It is cool, but part of me is like, I kind of wish they just spent all that money on one really, really good coaster.
Well,
That's just me.
maybe one is still on the way. If they can get their attendance numbers up, then Never say never,
On
right?
Indiana Beach.
As we're walking back towards Steel Hog and Triple Loop, this is the part of the park that is the least attractive.
Well, this was the part of the park I saw first, so I was like, ugh, and then we walked over there, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice.
Yeah, like that section over there is like what I consider Indiana Beach. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think of when you think of
The
Indiana
lake
Beach?
is beautiful, like, and it's like so like lively, and there's so much movement. It's kinetic. I don't know. I liked it.
Alex, this is your home park. What do you think of it?
So I agree. Kinetic is actually the word I used with someone else over there. So I agree with that. That's Indiana Beach. This is just Indiana. So
Wait, tell them what you told me about how you didn't even come here until a year and a half ago.
yeah. So I grew up an hour and a half from here, but I was 2.5 to Kings Island and Cedar Point. And growing up, we just decided we'd rather go to Cedar Point or Kings Island just because they had a little bit more to offer and was a more well-regarded place.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. This sign is not looking good. Look, you can't even see the steel part. It just says hog. That's so bad. Hey, is this your first time?
Yes, and I'm terrified.
You're terrified? Yeah. Well, yeah, I get it. What about you guys? First time?
First time.
All right. Good luck. I don't say good luck often, but this time I mean it. What? I can't hear you. So,
It's awful.
it's awful.
In the face like 10 times.
It's so good. It's so good. I loved it. I thought it was great. You have to like push into the restraints.
Oh, good.
It's really,
What do you think, Brett?
That's the worst roller coaster in the Midwest.
it's like 2 bad moments, but the rest are fine.
That's a one and done.
All right, Josh and I just did front row and All-American Triple Loop. What do you think?
It was pretty good actually, not that rough.
It's really not that bad. I really don't think it is.
Probably recommend riding the front though.
Front?
Yeah.
Tim, how was it?
I'd like to know if there is a chiropractic office on the facility.
Oh, yeah, we'll look into that.
It was awful. Never again.
So
It's
wha-
so rough. Just like the transitions are like unforgivable.
The
That's
front
like
has to be the place to ride though.
maybe if it had only lap bars, it'd be okay.
Let's in second
But-
row. Second row is awful.
Well, mine was sitting
I was
right
told
here.
the second row of any car is the worst. Like, front row of any car is, like, better.
I guess
I was in second to back, and I actually really liked it. I mean, yeah, there were some gnarly transitions, but overall, like, I didn't find it to be all that bad. And, you know, I'm a huge Schwarzkopf fan, so of course, I absolutely loved the loops. Really, really intense.
Yeah, the part like right before the double loop gives you a good like chopping. Like I just did it a
Yeah.
second time in the back car, and I thought it was a little bit smoother than the front, but it's still like, if you brace, I don't know, I still really felt it.
Yeah. Cole, you hanging in there?
We have a new worst roller coaster in the Midwest, I think.
Really? Wow. So what did it for you? What was the
Just the bracing myself the whole time was not very enjoyable because I saw these guys ride and pretty much lose their necks. So
Yeah.
after that, I was not going to enjoy the ride at all.
So one and done.
Yeah, for sure, I'm never riding this again.
Imagine somebody with the
So you rode Steelhawk. How'd that go?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think that I was gonna get to because they like literally couldn't dispatch the train once we were in it. Like I guess like the shoulder part like couldn't come down. So the guy's literally like jumping on top of it to push it down on me, and it comes down so hard on my shoulders. And then they're like, okay, we can't dispatch it, we're gonna have to try again. And they open it all up. And then he has to do it again and jump and push his whole body weight down on me. I'm like, oh my God. And then they're like, okay, we can't dispatch the train. It won't let us. So we're going to undo your restraints and try again. The third time, they literally couldn't get it down. It wouldn't come down at all no matter what he did. So they had to he held it down with one hand and then they locked it. So it was already down. And then that worked.
Wow.
And then the kid behind us got scared, so then he won it off.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was like, when I was imagining my time in Indiana Beach, I was picturing things like this. And now I feel like my experience is almost complete.
Tigger or Tiger, however you say it, it's typically one of those rides that gets a long wait, but it's a really quiet day here at Indiana Beach, so I'm gonna take advantage of that.
See you later, skater.
Oh my gosh, that coaster crew!
How was your ride, Tim?
How was it?
It was interesting. It was fun, actually. It was fine.
You said you've never done one of those before?
No, it's first time.
Yeah, now you gotta get to the lagoon, do Jetstar 2. That was more aggressive. We're in a haunted walkthrough.
Can you come here?
Are you scared? There's no one in here.
There isn't?
No. Oh, he's getting ahead of himself.
What?
We've arrived at the tilt room.
Oh, God.
It's actually not as tilted as other rooms. So
Whoa, okay.
where do we go?
Pick a door, any door.
Is it the emergency exit?
Not the exit.
No, that's just for emergencies.
Someone pick a door.
Pick a door.
Oh, that's a dead end. That's a closet.
No, I don't think so.
We're back where we started. Hey, welcome back. Oh my gosh, we're all stuck in here. Emergency exit, guys. Let's just go through the emergency exit. It told us the exit the entire time. That's really clever.
Here, you gotta go stand on the balcony. Go on the balcony.
It's the side of my head. Okay, that's really good.
The balcony's on a tilt. You go and you step out, and then it falls. That is so fun.
I loved that. That was so good.
It's
I love stuff like that.
$3.50 to do it. You can buy your tickets right over there. Don't skip it just because it's an upcharge. It's really fun.
It's barely anything. It's
I know.
$3.50.
Yeah,
Just
it's
do
worth
it.
it.
It's just classic, old school, cheesy amusement park,
Goodness.
haunted house walkthrough. It's so charming. It's very cute, and
Yeah.
it's very, very long.
And yeah, very easy
long.
to get lost. Speaking of getting lost, you guys made it.
Yeah, that was so long. It's like 10 minutes experience.
That's a really good experience, right?
I think it's my favorite ride here.
It's fun, but I don't get what's an upcharge for that.
Why it's an upcharge?
Probably so it doesn't get too full of people.
Maybe capacity? Yeah, that's why it's barely an upcharge. Just enough to get people not to do
I think it's
it.
worth it.
Time has come to do the Lost Coaster. We're entering the line. It's
so
one
hyped.
vehicle, so it's gonna be a bit. That's all right.
Yeah, but it'll be worth it. I've heard so much about this ride. You guys all know Tanner Tucker probably at this point.
His favorite ride ever.
This is his favorite coaster, and he never shuts up about it. So I'm very excited.
We rode the Lost Coaster of Superstition Mountain, and it is awesome. It's a gem.
What the heck? What the heck is that ride? I love it. It makes virtually no sense. I don't understand what is going on. That is one of the weirdest roller coasters I've ever ridden in my life, but it is so much fun.
It's one of the weirdest rides on the planet.
Yes.
For those who are unfamiliar, this ride used to be a dark ride. That's why you had all those really tight tunnels. So they said, screw it, let's thread a roller coaster through it. So the turn radius is so tight they had to develop completely custom vehicles for it.
Yeah,
so you sit forwards and backwards.
I rode
just two
backwards.
cars. Yeah, you have to do backwards for your first time. That's the only way to do it. So I took one for the team, did forwards. Still good, but it's way better when you don't know what's coming.
Yeah, well, especially I've never ridden it, so I really didn't know what was coming. But that was nuts. That was so much fun. I didn't understand why it came to a full stop.
Yes,
Is that normal?
No, that is the one downside. Is there's a double down, and right before it, there's a mid-course, and you slam to a stop. Didn't used to do that. You used to slide through, and then it'd make it way crazier. So when we hit a stop, I was like, oh wait, what? Didn't used to do that.
Yeah, it's fine. It was still great. I was just so confused by what was going on. I'm literally sitting there, and it's just like, but like you're in like a wagon. It felt like you're in a wagon.
Yeah, but on a couch. You're on a couch in a wagon.
With a net. Or I don't know.
The net is for clearance, because otherwise you would hit the tunnels. Like, it's insane what they came up with. You get airtime on that thing. It's way better in the back car.
Can I just say, I am shocked that more things like incidences don't happen here. Just saying, I know a lot of people like to mess around at theme parks, and there's a lot of room for error here, man.
Notice anything about this dark ride? It's on top of a food stand. And we're outside. All right. To the dungeon.
Oh no!
So after talking to so many different people about how they really didn't like their experience on Triple Loop, I decided to go one more time and do an experiment. I rode on the back seat of a car because everyone said that the front of the cars are better. And that was where I rode. I rode in the front row and then the second back row. So I'm like, all right, let's see how one of the back cars is. So I did, it was row 4, I think, and it definitely was worse. It really kills your shoulders. Yeah, you do a lot of like slamming side to side. Anytime you're traveling in a straight line, it's fine. Like the vertical loops are great. The transitions in and out of the vertical loops are not so great. We've all ridden some amazing Schwarzkopf coasters out there that are very, very smooth. Colossus the Fire Dragon at Laguna is a great example of that. Olympia Looping is a great example of that. That ride is torn down and rebuilt multiple times every year, and that is glass smooth. This is not. So my advice is to ride in the front of any car. I would say that second back, weirdly enough, was smoother and had less jolts than the front row. Make sure that harness is as tight as possible, and brace yourself. Yeah, tense up. And that's kind of unfortunate that we have to explain like the best ways to experience that ride, because realistically you should just be able to walk on any ride and just enjoy it. You shouldn't have to worry about stuff like this. But man, All American Triple Loop is brutal. So if you come out here to ride it, prepare yourself. You should still do it, but man, a lot of people said that is a one and done. And I get it, which is a shame because it shouldn't be that way. It really shouldn't. What you got there?
Smoothie.
What you got there?
It's a smoothie.
Pork tenderloin sandwich. Look at the ratio of bun to pork.
That looks
very
like
funny.
fish. It looks like a fish sandwich.
It's not, no, it's not fish, it's pork. That was really good.
That was the best food item here at Indiana Beach.
Yeah.
I like that more than the tacos.
Yeah, so Alex was like, why does everyone always talk about the tacos? They gotta have the pork. And like, you're 100% right. It is good. Like, the tacos are good, but that pork sandwich is like dynamite.
You can get it underneath Tiger, whatever.
It's Tiger.
But there's no E.
I asked the ride operator, he said it's Tiger. What the heck? You're like on the ground.
Awesome.
Well, that's different.
One more attraction that we just had to do before leaving is the swings. They are incredible. It's the best swings on the planet.
They're like really scary. And that's having done the ones at Glenwood Caverns that go out over like the cliffside. That's somehow scarier because the seats will literally tilt forward, backward, like where you're looking down at the water and it feels like you slide out. It's crazy.
There are seat belts that go across your chest. One of those swings have that, so there's 2 sets of seat belts on this ride, and you need them. It is insane. Like, don't come to Indiana Beach without doing those. with just a couple minutes till park close, let's go for a ride on Lost Coaster to end things out.
Best ride in the park.
Best ride in the park.
That is amazing. It's so good.
It's so good.
Wow, that was good backwards.
Yeah, their first
really
time
good.
backwards.
Yeah, it's really good. I guess there's stuff not working though.
Yeah, there's some dark red effects that like aren't going on for some reason. Jeremy,
Which one?
both of you, how was your ride?
Really,
It was
really
great.
good. I like it. I like it frontwards more than it is backwards because you can see how janky it is. It's like, whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I think the backwards is better because you don't know which maneuver it's gonna do and you just get tossed side to side. Even with your seatbelt on, you like get thrown around and it's the best feeling.
That's also
That
true.
ride has a seatbelt?
Yeah, that's like the only, it's barely a restraint.
The
It's
lap bar was
crazy.
flapping up and down, you get tossed side to side, it's so good.
It's insane.
It's
It's crazy that they managed to make this thing like happen at all, period. And with the park now closed, we're on our way out of Indiana Beach, crossing the bridge back to the mainland. Amazing, amazing views all the way around. Oh my god.
Okay, that is absolutely hilarious.
That's so bad. Why did they leave this up? I can't believe that's still here.
They literally just went online and were like, Chimera. Okay, that one's good.
They didn't even crop out the logo. It's halfway still there.
Photoshop, and that would have been okay.
5 minutes in Photoshop.
Yeah.
literally.
That's too much time.
But they even installed the poles.
Taylor, they even still have these white columns still set up at the ride here, but they don't have the logo. So it's just 3 white poles.
Oh, for literally nothing.
no
They still
reason.
set up, yeah.
Ending our day here at Indiana Beach with a beautiful sunset. Oh man, what a great way to conclude things out with one more ride on Lost Coaster. The swings, just like, it was nice. It was a really good time.
Yeah, I like this park a lot. I can see how people are like, this park is kind of a dump, and I can also see how people really love it. Because, like, if you were to take it away from the scenery, it would kind of be a dump. But it is in a beautiful location, and it is very charming, and I really liked it. It reminded me of like Arnold's Park. It reminded me a little bit of Grunewald, but I really liked it. I mean, the coaster collection is okay. I mean, Triple Loop, bad. Hoosier Hurricane, not a fan. Cornball was really fun. What were the other ones? Cyclone was whatever. Tiger was fun. I like the Jetstar coasters. Lost Coaster is the real shiner, so
Yeah.
I
yeah.
liked it.
No, that's a pretty good analysis. I think if you get the chance to come to Indiana Beach, it is absolutely worth the stop. Is it worth like many visits? Like maybe not. Like,
But it's like a good spot to hang out, though.
Yes. Like I enjoy coming here every couple of years.
Yeah, like our friends who like are only an hour away will come here and do like date nights, like just walking around and like eating at the different spots here and chilling by the lake and even like renting a kayak or doing something like that. Like I feel like you could have a lot of fun here doing all that. And I wish we had more time actually.
Yeah. We didn't get to do the sky ride. We did get to go out on the Queen Schaefer, the boat that gives you like a view of Lake Schaefer and Indiana Beach. Definitely some nice little gems there that the park offers, even more so than the roller coasters. They even have like a full water park for those who are interested in doing that. And there's a little access point for the lake itself, which is neat. So yeah, they have a lot of really cool stuff here. So yeah, come out here to Indiana Beach, check out All American Triple Loop, let us know what you think. And of course, stay tuned for more here at Coaster Studios, and we'll see you next time.